Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. So about 2 months ago, I have released a new video about the best runes that you can go for on Riven. For those people who don't know what rune page we are talking about, we are talking about the Conqueror into the Inspiration Tree and then taking the free boots with the 5% CDR. After the release of the video as well as some other releases of mine, this has become one of the most used rune pages in the Riven community. About 51.2% of all the Riven players are playing with this rune page, and it also has a very stunning 54.1% win rate. When taking a look at the other rune pages that the other players use, it has a very big difference in terms of win rate. We're talking about an entire difference of about 3% here. Unfortunately, everything that is broken will eventually come to an end. About a few days ago, the patch 9.9 just got released to the game, and they have actually gone and nerfed this rune page. When we take a look at the nerf on the magical footwear, the rune that we are using, you will get your free boots at 10 minutes in the game. But they changed it now so that you will get it after 12 minutes in the game. They do make this nice little change where if you do happen to snowball within the early stage of the game, you will get your free boots a lot faster than before. So the change that they are making to the magical footwear is not really a bad thing at all. But the one thing that kills this rune is that they are buffing another rune, and the rune that we are talking about is the bone plating. When taking a look at the buff to the bone plating, the numbers are not really that big at all. But when you take in consideration that they are actually nerfing the magical footwear and then also adding up these numbers to the bone plating, then obviously the bone plating is going to shine a lot harder than before. Especially in the moment where most majority of the players are actually picking magical footwear in the top lane, this makes a very huge difference. So after all of the changes that happened to the runes, I consider bone plating to be a very good rune right now to go for on the secondary page. The new rune page for Riven is gonna look like this. So you go into the Conqueror page, you go all the way down and you take the last stand. In the secondary page, you wanna go and take Shield Bash with the bone plating. This works very well with the Riven because she's using a lot of shields. And in the bonus stats, you want to go and take 2 points in the offensive stats. And depending on the matchup that you are playing against, you want to go and take health scaling, armor, or magic resist. Obviously, I don't recommend you to pick the same rune page every single game that you are going to play, but I would consider this the best rune page to go for in about 90% of the games that you are going to play. If you don't really like going for Conqueror at all, you can still go into the Electrocute page and you can take that as well. If you're looking to one-shot people and the enemy team doesn't really have many tanks at all, then Electrocute is a really good rune to go for. As for the one-shotting rune page, it's gonna look something like this. So you go into the Electrocute page on the first one, and on the secondary you want to go into the sorcery page. You want to take the transcendence and also the scaling stats. If you find yourself in a game where you play against a bunch of tanks, also a tank in lane, and you don't want to go for Conqueror, then one thing that you can also go and do is going for Kleptomancy. Kleptomancy is a really good rune to go for when playing against tanks. You don't necessarily have to kill or snowball on the tanks. All you have to go and do is to proc your Kleptomancy as many times as you can in lane, and by doing it like this, you will be able to snowball against tanks. This used to be my #1 way to snowball in a game if I used to play against champions like Malphite or Shen or any kind of those champions. If you don't like to go for Kleptomancy against the tanky champions, then one thing that you can also go and do, this is actually something I used to do in the past as well, and I've also seen a lot of friends of mine doing it too. Basically, you want to go and take the Spellbook. Spellbook is not going to help you at all in terms of snowballing, in terms of gold. It's also not going to help you at all in terms of killing a tank, but the one thing that it's really good at is actually being able to roam. Having the ability to switch from aggressive to defensive and also taking ghost or TP whenever you want is really good. If you play against a bunch of tanks, then most of the time those type of team combinations, they also have a lot of CC, and since you are running spellbook, you can also switch your summoner spell to cleanse. You will find yourself in situations where cleanse is going to carry you the game. There's a lot of crucial moments where CC is going to matter a lot. This is where the spellbook is going to kick in and is going to help you win that game. This is about 4 rune pages, which is really good for Riven. However, I do still say that going Conqueror is pretty much the best choice for you to go for in the current patch. The real reason why Riven is getting nerfed in the first place is because people are running Conqueror pretty much every single game, and Conqueror on Riven is very broken, and this is why I always recommend people to go Conqueror regardless of the matchup that you are playing against. This is why I consider the Conqueror with the bone plating as well as the shield bash to be the best rune to go for right now. Anyway, another topic I wanna go over about is the Riven changes, which is coming in patch 9.10. A lot of people wanted to have my own thoughts about it because some people think that this is a Riven buff, when in fact this is actually a very huge Riven nerf. Basically, for the people who don't know what kind of Riven change we are talking about, they are buffing Riven's Q, basically decreasing the cooldown on her Q, making you get the Q a lot faster, but they do nerf the cooldown on her E for about 4 seconds. Regardless of the rank that it is, it's going to be a big 4 seconds difference. When taking a simple look at the change, it might look like Riven's actually getting a very big buff, because you get your Qs back up faster, which means more mobility and also a lot more damage. But the honest truth is that this is not gonna help you anything with the game at all. In fact, you're hardly gonna notice anything while playing the game with this Q buff. So let me explain why this is. I'm gonna be showing a clip and demonstrate you guys on how Riven's Q actually works. So if you use your Q for the first time, the cooldown is already going to tickle in. So what you actually can go and do is use your Q and then wait till the very last second and then Q again. Repeat that same process until you get your third Q up. After releasing the third Q, you're gonna have your entire Q combo back up instantly. If you did everything correct, then you will be able to use an extra third Q to engage for the fight, and you're already going to have the full amount of stacks to get the full damage done. This trick can only be done with about 40% CDR. Now, when taking a look at the buff which is coming to Riven's Q, you see that this is actually not gonna work at all, because if you do this trick the way it should be, you already get your Q back instantly. So the only thing that actually helps with this buff is that you can maybe do this trick a little bit sooner, maybe at around like 30%. Also, in the laning phase, you're actually getting your Q back up faster just with a few seconds, but that is very incomparable when you take a look at the nerf which is coming to the shield. 4 seconds is a very long time. You guys really underestimate how long 4 seconds is. So in my opinion, I'm not really happy with the change which is coming to Riven in the next patch. However, at least she is staying the same that she has always been. At least they're not reworking her into some kind of new champion. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this Riven change. I'm not really happy with it, but I want to know what you guys think about Riven now. Hopefully she's not getting ruined within the next patch. I really want to go and try out and see what she's like, but I guess we have to wait 2 weeks. So this was it for the video, guys. If you have any other questions about runes, then make sure you ask them down in the comments right below. I'm always reading everything. But anyway, thank you so much for being around here. If you are looking for a high elo Riven stream, make sure you follow my stream. I'm really trying to help people get better at this game, and also Riven in specific. And also, if you're looking for a nice and friendly Discord community, then don't forget to join my Discord server, guys. And I'll see you guys in my next video and my next stream, man. Peace.